The crystal halls of the Galactic Senate resonated with 1,000 different languages as representatives from across the galaxy gathered for what many considered the most important session in millennia. Ambassador Zethkar of the Hegemony tapped his six-fingered hand against the obsidian podium, calling for silence. Fellow senators, his voice carried through the translation matrices, we face an unprecedented threat. The humans of Sol 3 have achieved faster-than-light travel. A ripple of unease passed through the assembly. The insectoid Vrix clicked their mandibles nervously while the gaseous Netheri flickered between colors of anxiety. For 10,000 years, the Galactic Senate had maintained peace through a simple principle. Any species that developed FTL technology without Senate guidance was systematically eliminated. It was brutal, but effective. The human species, continued Zethkar, has broken every rule we hold sacred. They achieved nuclear fusion through warfare. They reached their moon not through cooperation but competition. They've turned their homeworld into a weapons testing ground and somehow thrived. They are chaos incarnate. Senator Vexla of the Aquatic Dominion raised a tentacle. The precedent is clear. We've done this 847 times before. Why do we hesitate now? Because Zethkar's skin shifted to a darker hue. Preliminary scans show they've already colonized 17 worlds. In less than 50 standard cycles. That's faster than any species in recorded history. The chamber erupted in concerned chatter. Fleet Admiral Corks of the Militant Axis stood, his battle-scarred carapace gleaming under the artificial suns. Then we strike now before they spread further. I can have a cleansing fleet at Sol within the rotation. Agreed, came voices from across the chamber. The humans must be contained. As the vote was called, quantum communicators across the galaxy hummed with encrypted military frequencies. Within hours, the largest armada in galactic history was assembling. 50,000 warships from a dozen species, armed with planet crackers and star killers. The human infestation would end. 3 parsecs from Sol, Fleet Admiral Corks reviewed the final battle plans aboard his flagship, Inevitable Victory. Humans, according to their databases, were barely evolved primates with crude chemical propulsion and primitive energy weapons. This would be a massacre disguised as pest control. Admiral, his communications officer buzzed, we're receiving a transmission from the human homeworld. Impossible. We're still in deep stealth. Nevertheless, sir, it's addressed to you personally. Corks's mandibles clicked in confusion as a hologram materialized above the command deck. A human female appeared, unremarkable by galactic standards, with binocular vision and a bipedal form that suggested evolutionary weakness. Greetings, Fleet Admiral Corks, the human said with what appeared to be a smile. I'm President Chen of the United Earth Federation. We know you're out there. Every officer on the bridge froze. Their stealth technology was beyond human comprehension. We've been watching your fleet assemble for weeks now, President Chen continued. Impressive force. Really, we're honored that you'd bring so many ships just for us. It shows remarkable dedication. Corks felt something he hadn't experienced in centuries. Uncertainty. Now we could do this the traditional way. You attack, we defend, lots of unnecessary death and destruction. But humans have always preferred a different approach. Her smile widened. We'd like to extend an invitation. The hologram shifted, showing coordinates. These are the spatial coordinates for a small system we've recently claimed. Nothing special, just 12 planets, 3 asteroid belts, and about 40 moons. We've prepared something of a demonstration. Consider it a cultural exchange. Admiral Corks's tactical computer analyzed the coordinates. It was a dead system, strategically worthless. Was this some kind of trap? You have 48 hours to arrive, President Chen said. Come alone. Come with your fleet. Come however you'd like. But do come. After all, it would be terribly rude to decline such a gracious invitation. The transmission ended. Against every protocol in the Galactic Military Handbook, Admiral Corks ordered the fleet to the designated coordinates. What they found defied explanation. The dead system wasn't dead anymore. 12 planets had been completely transformed into massive fortifications. The asteroid belts had been converted into interconnected defense networks. The moons housed weapons that made planet crackers look like toys, but that wasn't the impressive part. "Sir," his sensor operator whispered, "I'm reading approximately 2 million ships." 2 million what? "Human ships, sir. They're everywhere. In the asteroid belts, behind the planets, in the outer system. Our fleet is completely surrounded." Admiral Corks stared at the tactical display. In the few weeks it had taken to assemble the Galactic Armada, humans had somehow transported an impossible number of vessels across dozens of light years and constructed the most formidable defensive network in galactic history. Another transmission came through. President Chen appeared again, still smiling. "Welcome to humanity's first galactic tea party, Admiral. As you can see, we've prepared quite extensively for your visit. Now you have two choices." The display showed the human fleet powering up weapon systems that registered off every scale. Option 1. We have the largest armed conflict in galactic history. Your 50,000 ships against our modest gathering. I should mention each of our vessels is crewed by humans who've spent their entire evolutionary history fighting everything from cave bears to each other. We're really quite good at it. Admiral Corks calculated odds that made his computer systems crash. Option 2. President Chen continued. You turn around, go back to your Senate, and tell them that Earth would very much like to apply for membership. We've prepared an application. Our credentials include successful terraforming, rapid colonial expansion, and what our military advisors assure me is a very impressive capacity for creative destruction. She paused, letting the implications sink in. Oh, and Admiral, we've taken the liberty of sending similar invitations to the home systems of every species in your fleet. Just as a gesture of goodwill, you understand. We believe in extending hospitality to all our potential new neighbors. The transmission ended with coordinates for Earth and a simple message. Application for Galactic Senate membership enclosed. References available upon request. Admiral Corks looked at his surrounded fleet, then at the impossible human armada, then at the strategic analysis showing similar forces appearing simultaneously across the galaxy. He opened a channel to the Galactic Senate. This is Fleet Admiral Corks. Mission status. Invitation accepted. Recommend immediate diplomatic negotiations. Humanity had just rewritten the rules of galactic civilization, and they'd done it with a smile.